Good evening from Johannesburg. I'm Prince Mashele. Welcome to Let's Have It Out. ENCA allows a variety of newsmakers the chance to host this program. We'll give you, the viewer, a chance to get involved in the conversation, unfiltered, accountable, and accessible. South Africa's higher education sector is facing many challenges. It has in recent times been shaken by protests and calls for free education. The meaning and pace of transformation continue to generate intense disagreements. Those who call for decolonization are pitted against those who emphasize high academic standards. In this highly charged environment, to be a vice-chancellor is to expose oneself to almost irreconcilable demands from radical students and demanding academics to a divided society. Professor Tawana Kupe has been appointed vice-chancellor and principal at one of South Africa's top 5 universities, the University of Pretoria. How does he plan to navigate such treacherous waters? You can be a part of the conversation. Here is how.
Tweet us at ENCA using the hashtag LHIO. Call us on 011-759-6340 or send us a WhatsApp or WhatsApp video on 082-884-6370. And make sure those videos are no longer than 30 seconds, please.
I'm now joined in studio by incoming Vice-Chancellor, Professor Tawana Kupe. Thank you, Prof, for joining us, and congratulations.
Thank you, Prince, and good evening to your viewers.
Thank you very much. Tell me, Prof, people think that Vice-Chancellors have superpowers, that they can walk in there and change a university. Is that easy?
No. Vice-Chancellors certainly do not walk on water. However, Vice-Chancellors can exercise leadership that is decisive by primarily working together with a multiplicity of stakeholders within and outside the university. They do need to share some vision of what the university ought to do in society and where it should go, but tap upon the wisdom, the intellectual capital that's in the university, and above all, listen to the different voices in the university and all of those stakeholders who wish the university well.
When you walk out of your new office, will the university be a different place? And how are you going to do that?
Yes, I think that my vision is that when I finish my term of office, we are further ahead on a number of issues. The University of Pretoria is one of those universities with the largest enrollments of students, 53,000 this year. In 2025, we want to be 75,000. This is important, Prince, for the following reason. Given our history, there is a pent-up demand for higher education to realize people's potential who can then transform our societies and our continent. So I would like our enrollments to have increased to 75,000. That will give access. But also, access is not sufficient if people are not successful in the degree programs that they pursued. We want to improve our success rate, that is course pass rates, graduation rates, completing in minimum time, all of those things. I also want the university to be much more transformed in terms of its demographics. Right now, we're 55% black in terms of students. That number needs to go up, and there are initiatives in place. Academic demographics needs to change. Female students are a majority, but gender equity is an important issue in our society.
But I'm glad that you're touching on the important question of transformation. Is it very difficult to transform academic staff? How are you going to do it, given that you can't just manufacture an academic in a year?
No, you're quite right. I think it takes much longer. So that is why there's always a differential in universities. In the university I'm in at WITS now, you will find that the black students are now well above 75%. But on the academic staff this year, when I checked, is 49%. It's the reason that for really to have academics that can deliver a quality education, as you know, you need people to go all the way to a PhD. And a PhD typically would take you 3 to 5 years to complete. And given our history since before 1994, in the category of black academics as well as female academics of any color, there weren't those opportunities. But once you outlay a number of initiatives, as I saw at WITS, and as I can see studying the University of Pretoria's documents, you begin to reach a place where you have a critical mass, and then it quickens. So I think the next 5 years you will see in both the 5 top universities that were historically white, that there is a major demographic shift with people with PhDs. I mean, at the University of Pretoria, there are 66% PhDs. That, as you know, is very important for raising a new generation of.
But the percentage of black academic staff is 25%.
25%,
right?
As we see today.
So to have such a number of PhDs when there's actually an underrepresentation of black people doesn't help the cause of effort transformation. And you can't transform a university within 5 years.
Yeah.
What is happening, as you know, is that universities are stealing from each other. Like you're leaving vets, you're going to the University of Pretoria. So what is it that you're going to do to change the situation?
Yeah, the Vice-Chancellor position perhaps is not the useful one to look at. There is some degree of movement among academia. But what you can't see, Prince, with the naked eye, which I've seen, because I've looked at the system statistics, is that over the last 10 years, ironically when fees must fall broke out, is that many universities had put in a lot of initiatives to grow black academic staff. And then in a number of universities, if you project 5 years from now, you will see faster growth, which might appear like it came from nowhere. But there's been genuine investment by a number of universities. I can tell you that there are 2 periods which actually delayed some degree of transformation. Sometimes there was, in some institutions, lack of vision, right? But remember that in the early 2000s, the whole system was overhauled. Measures of institution, universities of technicons becoming universities of technology. All of those changes delay certain of these other things that we're talking about. Then also I think that not necessarily having dedicated funds for transformation is also in itself a problem.
But Prof, as you know, universities like VETS, like the University of Pretoria, have huge endowment funds. Will you unlock those funds and redirect those funds towards transformation?
First correction, actually, it's an assumption that they have huge endowment funds.
Is it not true that the University of Pretoria has huge?
No. What the University of Pretoria has actually is that of any funds it has been used very prudent, very intelligent, if you like, investment strategies into the money markets and equities and so on. And it has used that money in order to support its endeavor. Remember, there's something else, Prince, that has happened in the system is the underfunding of the students itself have led many universities actually...
Please hold that thought, Prof. We need to take a quick break.
Okay.
You are watching. Let's have it out. We will be back after this.